Welcome back. You're still watching the World Children's Day, and you are commemorating that particular day, but also looking at the status and how far we've come in recognizing the rights of children. But also now in terms of education, you recall that there are issues. There's access to education, but there's also the quality of education that our children are being exposed to, and ensuring that every child has an opportunity to be the best that they can be. Lulu?
Wengi wanataka kuuliza kuhusiana na swali la JSS, lakini tuulize, kuna mmoja hapa anaitwa Joyce, anasema kwamba yeye ni mwalimu na pia vile vile ni mzazi, lakini angependa sana kuuliza kuhusiana na child participation policy. Briefly, labda uweze kuuliza swali lako kwa panel.
Thank you very much. My name is Joyce Nyagudi. I'm a teacher by profession and more so very passionate about child rights participation. Like today, we had a roundtable meeting with the members of parliament at the devolution offices at Teleposta. And one of the major things that was coming out, and my question will be directed to Honorable Gladys Wanga, is a clear framework. Do we really have a child participation policy? And one of the things that was coming clearly from the children, and Manasseh was there with me in the morning, is that children are saying that they are tired of being used as brands, being given T-shirts to be taken to events, that they need to be seen, heard, and engaged. And you can only be able to do that through active child participation policy in every county. So that's what we are really directing to Honorable Gladys Wanga to give us a clear roadmap of how children can be engaged effectively. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree that there's probably no clarity in a child participation framework that cuts across all counties, and it's probably something that, first of all, the national government at the National Assembly level should look at, but as a Council of Governors also, we should look at creating that. You know, public participation has become a bit, problematic in the sense that it's a constitutional principle and all categories should participate. And the adults find a way of participating, but the children perhaps are not. But even the adult participation, you realize we still don't have a law that guides public participation in that space. And I'm very happy that the PS has come. He will rescue me from the national level framework. So I just wanted to agree with you that as counties, I think it's a challenge we're taking. We have our child protection policies, but as far as child participation, the COG should take it up. And as the G7, we're also very serious about children's issues. The G7 are the 7 women governors elected. We're looking at mentorship, we're looking at SGBV issues, we're looking at femicide issues, and we were just seeing that the president today spoke a lot about, femicide, and we are very grateful that he also did give some resources to the security agencies and everybody around that. So I'm happy that the PS has arrived.
Right, and PS, it's good to see you, Joseph Mutari. We've been really waiting for you. We're glad that you're here because there are several questions that have been asked, like now that one about child participation or children participation in management of affairs of the country. But there's also a question that was asked about what government is doing to ensure there is protection of children when they are online.
Thank you, Sam, and sorry for coming late. I was struggling with a jam from Nakuru where we were observing the International Children Day. Mine allow me to first wish our children in the entire nation a happy International Children Day. To come to your question, what the government is doing, we're really doing quite a lot with the children. Since and I'm sure my other colleagues, the governor and Shaheen, have spoken so much about what has been done since 1990.
Right.
We already have the Children Act, which is already in place. We have engaged the children in various forums. We engage them in many issues. And when it comes to matters like FGM, we have really tried to make sure that there's an act and there's a lot of public participation. We've gone out to the field to make sure that the children are safe and that the children are not, the rights are not violated. So there's quite a lot. There's a lot of legal frameworks in place, both at the national level and as well as the county level. So there's quite a lot that we are doing.
But on that particular question, in practical sense, because we have access to the internet, I mean, mobile phones,
Yes.
or gadgets, or what have you. What exactly has government done to protect these people?
The government has done quite a lot. There's a lot of public participation on a child. I know the CA, that is Communication Authority, has regulations that are in place to make sure that these children are not exposed to online abuse. So there's quite a lot that is there. In our Act, the Children Act 2022 also talks so much on the safety of the children from the online abuse.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Shukran sana Bwana PS. Kwa ajili ya muda, ningependa swali liwe haraka haraka, maanake hapo awali kwenye introduction yangu mtazamaji niliweza kusema kwamba katika nchi ambayo bado inakabiliwa na pengo kubwa kati ya walio maskini na matajiri, ningependa kuuliza swali kuhusiana na mambo ya funding kwa watoto kwa haraka haraka tu.
Thank you so much. I would like to ask my question to the government agencies. We appreciate that education is a right for every child. But we also appreciate as parents that quality education can be expensive. And therefore, my question is, what is the government doing to ensure that there is equitable distribution of funds to vulnerable children, those children who come from homes where there is a problem with access to resources. And some of these challenges could even come from climate change, where livelihoods are destroyed by change in climate.
Asante sana, tuulize swali lako la mwisho.
So my question is to the national and county government level. So I saw in one of the asks of the children was about having counselors at the schools. So what is the position of mental health in this conversation? And where is a national school mental health level of, policy at national level and at county level? So what is the position of national health, especially in the wake of school suicides and in the wake of school incidences that then leave children traumatized? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Just for the responses, Victor has a question here.
I was also asking about what are the safeguarding activities that you're taking to keep the children safe from violation of their rights. Like right now we have children who are being exposed to labor since it's a period of where they are free, holiday. What are some of the activities you're taking?
Okay. All right. Maybe we can get responses, and if Jib, you would want to respond to a question, we'll be getting to you. But who wants to go first? Shahid?
Let me do it.
Okay. Yes.
Let me take the first one. What we are doing to take care of the children, especially for them to get to education. True vulnerability comes from various angles. There's that of climate change, there's that of natural poverty, and there's lack of the rights of the social amenities and all that. So when we talk about how are we taking care, making sure as a government to make sure that these children access education, we have a fund, a presidential bursary fund that is domiciled in my State Department, that is State Department of Social Protection and Senior Citizen Affairs. So this is domiciled and is taken to the sub-county level.
Yeah.
They're identified by officers, and there's a committee in place where the members of parliament sit in to make sure that they identify those children who are quite vulnerable and unable to access education. So we such that we take them to school. So we have that fund in place, and it can be accessed with a lot of ease.
All right, Shaheen, you want to say something?
No, I just wanted to respond to what Andrews and the teachers have asked. I think the shift rightfully on the quality and the learning outcomes is very, very important. But I also wanted to go back to Governor Gladys' mention about while Kenya has achieved a lot, and also thanks to you, Principal Secretary, for your recent pledges that you made at the Global Interministerial Convention on Violence Against Children, where Kenya made a considerable number of pledges in terms of both deepening their efforts to address some of the issues of the protection, but also in terms of the scaling up, like the Inua Jamil in terms of the household and the coverage of the household with children with vulnerability and disability. I would also like to say that one, the assistive technology and support that is equally important for children for the special needs. The three trends that we see going forward, what does future holds for children in about 25 years? Yeah, I mean, it's very important for us to look at the climate change and environmental crisis tops that list. We've also know that the whole issue about the shifts in demography. In Africa continent alone, the number of children and young people would triple multiple times. So therefore, Africa's contribution to the rest of the world in terms of the skills and the youth population is high. And lastly is about this whole issue about technology infiltration and in technological disruption. How do we maximize through government efforts the other donors and bilaterals coming forward to ensure that as much as it is important that every single child and teachers do have access to internet connectivity, but you see what the risk factors are, as the PS mentioned about it.
No.
All right, maybe you can cross to Jib first. Jib, in 30 seconds, just your parting message, especially based on some of the issues that have been raised here in studio, Jib.
Thank you. I think I want to start with mentioning that a lot of work that has been done has been in a lot of meaningful partnership. There has been a long, rich histories of meaningful partnership that civil society organizations, maybe NGOs or NGO or local NGOs, together with leading UN agencies like Invaluable Partners of UNICEF, and more importantly, with the national and county governments. There have been a long line of histories of partnerships and work that are being done, especially to address some of the questions around the equitable and inclusive education, as we have been supporting the expansion of the free primary and secondary education that align with the Article 28 in the UNCRC. May it be our attempts to align our work on the Article 29 of UNCRC around the climate resilience and education, or the questions around the mental health and psychosocial support provided to children who have been affected by either conflicts, displacement, drought, or floods, aligned with the Article 38 of the UNCRC to make sure that the schools are being protected as safe space. A lot of work have been done, but we also know that there are more that all of us can do collectively together. But I want us to also take time to celebrate what we have achieved so far and acknowledge that there are a lot of work that we can do together to make sure that the violation of children in Kenya are eradicated.
Thank you. Thank you, Jib. Labda, Madam Wanga kidogo, kwa haraka haraka.
Yeah, maybe I can just say that there's a mental health policy that is being implemented by the Ministry of Education in schools, and that brings in the element of counselors and so on. And also just to say that as far as vulnerability is concerned, I also want to thank our partners, the civil society organizations, international NGOs, UNICEF, Save the Children, Plan, and others who have gone out of their way above and beyond to make sure that children are included in these places. On the technology question, Sam, we also must deal with the fact that these children know more than us on this technology. They're the ones helping us with the phone, no, do for me this. So they are ahead of us. So parents need to be sensitized, because we don't know. They will just say, oh, I'm checking this, but behind, so anyway, that's on a light note.
In fact, it's funny, ukitaka kitu naenda kwa mtoto na mbebu.
Fanya hii.
Alamin Ahmed, give us your parting shot.
Okay, hi everyone, my name is Alamin Ahmed. I'm a child trained journalist at Mtoti News. I'm the Cabinet Secretary of Child Participation in the Kenya Children Assembly at the national level. And I feel like having to be able to come here and be part of this talk, especially on World Children's Day, is amazing. And the fact that you guys were able to invite children to come part and be basically part of the talk and not being seen as spectators but players is truly amazing. And I feel like my work is technically done because as a Cabinet Secretary of Child Participation, the children are here, they're participating. And I feel like on World Children's Day, we reaffirm the need of for more opportunities for children to basically actively participate in decision-making processes.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Ahmed, for that. And I want to thank all of you because this is it, World Children's Day. Thank you so much, Principal Secretary Joseph Mutari at the State Department for Social Protection and Senior Citizen Affairs, Governor of Homa Bay, Gladys Wanga, representing the Council of Governors. Thank you for making time for us. Shaheen Nilofer, UNICEF representative to Kenya. Thank you so much for making time for us. And of course, Jib Rabil Tosapon, joining us from Madagascar from Save the Children. She is the country director. Thank you so much for making time for us, and put our hands together for everyone. And my name is Sam Gituku.
Nami nafahamika kama Lulu Hassan, kuambia watoto kwamba siku ya leo we celebrate you.